do, 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 do. Send my alert out. Come on. Don't be a hater. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right, let me get the link. Boom, 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 boom. 1 second, y'all. Getting the link so I can put it in the Discord and notify the tribe. Bang! And also, let me go ahead and put this into this screen. Maximize it, but minimize it for now. And give everybody some time to get up in the place to be if they decide. I see one has stopped in. What's up? What's up? Just waiting on some other people to come on in. Please smash the like button so that we can get that notification out, because you know YouTube be hating. YouTube be hating. Did I push it out? Yes, I did. Good. Just giving everybody a second. Hope everyone is all right, having a blessed Friday. I'm just giving people a moment to log in while I make sure I have everything. I think I have everything ready. This is gonna be, I'm gonna try to keep this not short. I can't say I'm gonna keep this short, but this is gonna be important. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Everybody else can check in when they check in. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jay Tragic Jeffrey. This is CryptoPlunder, Toxic Thoughts number 38. I won't say episode because I don't really treat this like a show. Y'all know that by now. I'm giving you my work. I'm showing you the work, showing you the business. I believe that business is changing in media. I believe that we are now on the verge of being able to, that we have to pivot, actually, not even on the verge. We have to begin pivoting now because the cost of what the industry is being leaked. Like what the actual truth of the industry is being leaked, or has been leaked. But as far as why it's diseased and why it's, you know, what it is. This title is so many levels. It's so many levels on what a mark is, right? A mark, like we're saying, on your mark, get set, go. Because we're getting ready to do this run up. As we've talked about, y'all know I've been calling out manipulation in the blockchain space for years. Since my first cycle in, which was 2016, 2017, when I first got into crypto heavy. I had heard about it back in 2010, but I thought it was a scam. I stayed out of it. As I began to research and learn, I've begun understanding it's just a new system, you know, and that's all it is. We have systems of control. And hold on. I'm having an error. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna let it fly. It'll figure itself out. Anyway, so what I've been talking about was back here. I told y'all we were gonna have a dip, right? And not only did we get our dip, you know, I showed you on the back end the manipulation that's been happening. So I've been showing you that this is a game that they're playing, but it's just what it is. It's what happens when you have institutional money playing in the same pool you play in. And it is what it is, right? We just have to learn how to play around that. So in the videos, what I talk about is the fact of what needs to begin to happen in our own minds. We just have to start formulating these things. I've had to ground myself into this, and it's the weirdest place to be, but I have to kind of begin giving y'all the thoughts, because what I don't want to happen is what happened with the internet. And that is, by the time we kind of figure out there's an internet, we're so behind the 8 ball in it, we can't be in the game actually creating things on the scale that's more, I want to say, lucrative, right? Right now, to get into these games, they're mad expensive. And it's because they price you out. The companies that have the money, the trillions upon trillions of dollars they've made off of us, which is all printed, right? Fake printed on top of printed on top of printed money. And now that digital money is flowing into a new space. We got to just understand that. Waters, right? We've got to understand as navigators. If you watch One Piece, if you're into anime, if you watch One Piece, you begin to understand the mentality of what you're dealing with. You begin that actual. I gotta start watching One Piece again, because now that I've gone through 3 a.m. and I've gone through 3 a.m. y'all, like y'all gotta go through the 3 a.m. room in the Discord. Link in the description if you're not part of the tribe. And you gotta get your weight up, get into the be open and communicative until the point where you get enough rank to get into the 3 a.m. room. And when you get into the 3 a.m. room, there's information that you need, right? I give you some of that anyway. I tell you the fact that we got to understand that whole slave ship narrative is kind of off. We were pirates, especially the ones traveling back and forth from the Caribbean. You either became pirates or you were pirates. And what you get, once you get off of the like, and from my Caucasian, or well, from my Anglo-Saxon brothers and sisters that are there, we got to understand we're doing this to us. It's not them that's doing this to us. It's we that's doing it to us. It's an old narrative that, who does you more wrong? Your own. So once you get off of the boogeyman thing, and when you're in 3 a.m., you're done with the boogeyman, then you've got to kind of settle back into, so what's the narrative? At one point in time, you charted waters, and finance is no different. So every time you get your brains back, you get back into your finances. You get back into doing your work. Something happens where we forget. And they actually, in 3 a.m., they were talking about the fact that there is a narcotic from a plant that basically will delete things out of your mind. Messes with your short-term memory, which then affects your long-term memory if you're short. I've seen that with my mom. I've seen what dementia does. I've seen what it looks like to forget. And it's crazy, man. It's gut-ripping. Gut-ripping. Especially for the people that are left behind. So when I look at business, when I look at what has to happen, I remember the fact that we've all forgotten who the hell we are. So much so that we actually think that the gangster narrative is really us. Where we're more of the pirate narrative. If you get back to the pirate narrative, now the whole world makes sense. If you go back to Parliament, right, in the UK, their Congress is called Parliament. Parlay is what pirates used to say to have basically a peace treaty. Is where the pirate captains, the captains of their ships would parlay, have a peaceful conversation, and divide the spoils of war. Aren't we still under maritime law? Aren't you nothing more than a vessel? That's just your social security number. If you don't understand that, then you need to do some more research. I can't talk to that narrative yet, or to you. Get into 3 a.m. or listen to MG the Future, go to his channel and go into the 3 a.m. videos and go backwards and start listening to the old stuff. I've done it. I've listened to almost a year's worth, over a year's worth of 3 a.m. alone, and gone through the 3 a.m. room and scrolled backwards and just gone through stuff. Began to do my own homework. And of course, I have to always place everything, even if I learn something, if I'm learning it, it has to have value for me. I can't just learn all that 3 a.m. stuff and it does nothing. Like, okay, so what? I understand now that we've been stolen. I understand that Pirates took over. I understand that now the pirate flags are corporate flags, they're logos. And that's why corporations can embody enterprise and they can have generational wealth. Aren't logos being passed? Aren't the oil companies still the logos for the children? Children's. Right? You know, the mamas, babies, mamas, right? So we look at the system, we see how the game is played, but then we want to pick it in the street. Pick it ninny. Pick a ninny? A picket ninny. That's what we are. We're politicking for clout. We're clout chasing. We want somebody to represent our personal form, but the entire premise of what it is to be quote unquote American is a bunch of flags, right? If you deal with anything else, even if we want to believe the whole narrative of the Christopher Columbus story, right? If we want to believe that crap, even though we know the truth. If you want to believe it, regardless, Christopher Columbus was chartered by a corporation. That corporation insured the boats. 2 flags flew on that ship that was handling that edict of discovery. Right? 2 flags. It was the flag of the church. Can't be clamorous. Wasn't it a dove flying? So that flag of the dove of the church flew when it landed and began to conquer, as well as the flag of Ferdinand and Isabella underneath Colombo, right? Okay, so there's your narrative. If we break away from all the other spooky crap and all the other stuff we can't understand, what do we understand? On corporate levels. Just on the basis of just the logs and the ledgers, again, ledgers, you know, like blockchain. Ledgers. Ledgers are always important. The data, right? Data is always important. See, we get cute and clamorous when it becomes digitized to what it is when it was just paper form. It was still a ledger. The ledger was always the books follow the money. Because money or the cost of the journey is still important. See, we were business people who had to finance these journeys. Who can navigate the waters properly? What are the assets that we're trading? That's why there was a Black Wall Street. We understood commodities. That's just our thing. That's why for me, it's an easy thing to just look at interest. What are people interested in? What are people willing to put money in? Do I really care? Is it millions of dollars in there? Yeah. I'm just a little bit of a person that trades on the back end of the liquidity. I make the money on the liquidity end as an investment banker. Because I can play that narrative, it's just me putting money on an automated system. I can continue to work on the things I got to work on. Now I can concentrate on how does my assets, the royalties I make, earn interest over time. My system's acting stupid today. So, as I'm building an application, because I was asked today, hold on, I might be buffering. Let me see. Give me one moment. Okay. It seems like I'm still okay. I told y'all I'm building an application, but I haven't really explained everything that's going on. So you see these things and you kind of see me talking about all these narratives and you see my videos, but you don't understand where I'm coming from, right? You don't really see an overall picture because I'm just giving you pieces. Well, part of the piece of what I'm giving you comes from the fact that I kind of understand by default, and MG the Future does as well, is that the fact that there's a cost to this game. There's a cost to the investment in this game. And if you watch this video, I forgot what her name is. Wendy Day. Yeah. Wendy Day. If you watch her video, she breaks this game down to you. Like, she breaks the game down to you. And on this one, she breaks out on the fact that she needs over 100K just to break a song in hip hop. That's how much it's going to take to break a song. So if you think that you can just get on because somebody likes you, 150K to get it to pop, people can buy their albums. Even T-Pain just went on a rant about numbers, about sales. Like, Jay-Z bought his own albums. Like, it's known. He bought his own albums to get some of those platinum records. Come on, man. We've got to understand that this hustle's been a hustle. It's a perception game. The perception is our economy's fine. How is that possible? I show you in my videos. We've gone through the back end. I showed you fiat. I showed you analog fiat is drying up. I know this personally. Like, I know it intrinsically because I'm in the what they call the venture capital space. This is when the investors, the people that have money, look for small businesses before they go public and try to hedge a bet on whether or not that company is going to pop. So they'll pay some money to a private company or a friend and say, hey, since you kind of buy businesses here, we'll do a small little partnership business together, and you'll take some of my money. I'll give you some funding, and you'll take some of my money and fund it with your private endeavors. See? So I understood the market. That's why when I left the bank, I got into tech deeper, because I understood tech always had money. Knew it. I watched Bill Gates do it. I watched Steve Jobs do it. He was a hippie. Watch Pirates of Silicon Valley. They were hippies in a van, like freaking using whistles from Captain Crunch boxes to manipulate phones to get free calls so they could call the Vatican and just and spam call them. That's it. That was what Steve Jobs was doing. Spam calling the Vatican. Y'all don't get that these are pirates. Apple flew a pirate flag in front of their building. Y'all got to go back and look at this crap. That's why I talk about this stuff, because I don't think y'all get the hustle. Pirates robbed I, sold I to the merchant ship. Bob Marley. Bob Marley said it, told you it was a pirate game. It's pirate flags, it's corporate flags, right? So now corporate flags are in our industry, and I show you on this chart, I showed you this dip because it's systematic. I showed you this dip because it's systematic. Anybody who's now comes out talking about they know blockchain is full of crap and they're getting it from us. They're getting it out of our tribe. I'm telling you, a run-up is coming because it systematically has been. That's the reason why I've been in accumulation mode. I've been telling you, I told you up here, don't get caught by the pump. Don't get caught by the run-up. Where is it? Where did I tell you? Here, right here. I called it. I said, look, we're going to go to this dip. Seasonal dip zone. Called it, right? Right there. Said it in the tribe beforehand. Said there's going to be potentially a run-up in this zone somewhere, right? But we have a dip coming. So that's why I said don't get gassed too soon. And then what played out? I showed you on the back end. I showed you the manipulation that was happening on the back end. Stairway to heaven slam. Somebody's playing with the market. I showed you that. Then the dip actually formed. What we're talking about with this business is being able to see what's going on with this market, get ready for these runs up, and then what do? Well, I want to build an application. And day after, it asked me privately, what do I want to build? And I said, well, I've been talking about it, but I haven't really given y'all the vision. So, and then I had promised MG I was going to do a presentation on this, but things had changed. I'll explain and show you now, right? So here's the presentation I wanted to show y'all. Basically, Um, what I believed was data, as you can see with the robot arm back here. The end all for ToxicHustle, end of day, is to use data to scale out business use case. We believe that data is more important than anything else. I've been talking about that. And we believe that the companies that utilize data the best are the most successful. We don't believe that just social media data is as important as infrastructure data. And since infrastructure data is now going to be on the market, we believe that there's going to be a market for data. So that's where I was, MG. That's where I was when we first when I was first telling you I have an idea. And I'd already done this presentation. I'd already wrote everything out. Then I explained, we were a music company, right? Back in 2004, we created Soulphonics. I had a bunch of artists in Macon that I was getting ready to release. I realized immediately there was an issue that we had a whole bunch of content, but we only had MySpace, and then MySpace was dying. So it was, too much content, not enough push, not enough places to push it, and not enough ways to really automate that push, because none of the social media sites encourage real true automation. You can get banned for that. So that was just a problem. So as I was building out, I kept finding these bottlenecks to me just being a music label. And then as my friends got better, I want them to be better than me. I want them to get more of a company than me. I actually want more companies that sprout from us that are better than us, that we just become the power behind it. That's what I was focusing on. So that would be so many labels, right? If I had a bunch of labels that I could distribute, well, now I don't know how I can get them out and how I can make them enough money for them to be viable for the artists underneath their labels, right? So then in 2008, I saw something called Second Life. Then all of a sudden it hit me. Media is going to change completely. I became a DJ in here. I started selling digital real estate. I had an apparel and digital apparel sales. I was selling clothes. Nothing in the real world, but I was making enough money in Second Life that I could sit there and say, if the money here in virtual reality was comparable to the US dollar, it would be amazing, because I was doing about 133,000 in-world dollars. If it was to the US dollar, I'd be making $133,000 a year. Period. And that would have been crazy. I mean, $133,000 a month, excuse me. Sorry. So that just told me when the virtual world became more viable than the real one, like, the tech world becomes more viable than anything in analog, like a website like Best Buy becomes a physical business crushing Circuit City. See, that's what I saw. I saw the Crazy Eddies get shut the hell down. Yes, because he was the business model, he was competing against Walmarts were getting ready to sprouting up. He couldn't expand his business anymore because that old school methodology of how he found goods and services weren't going to play at scale. See, what we see at farmland when farmers, the industrial farm, well, it went from small businesses and small stores to the industrial markets. Walmart went from some small little thing to this big conglomerate. Amazon just said warehouses are more important than anything else and won. Amazon's nothing more than a website and warehouses with technology behind it. And I'm watching how it destroys. That's why Walmart now has to bring robots to its business. I have news on that. Right? So I saw what was happening, and I saw virtual could do that and could grow. So I decide to leave New York again after I decide to be I start working on development, and I find WordPress. I figure out PHP. I'm figuring out everything, but then because I'm going to be a marketing company. I have to be a marketing company. Web is blowing up. This whole internet thing is going to. I think I now know I can scale out doing a business. The difference is I go into, I know that web development's failing between, like, I'm going here and I'm like, I know I'm going to get into marketing and do all this stuff. I'm going to leave web development because I think that I'm doing automation through this zone. And then I'm like, okay, well, with automation, I should be able to do distribution, right? So I'm beginning to start looking at leaving New York and relocating to Atlanta to start the business, because I figure out I can actually start making money with Spotify in this timeline as well. I upload my music to CD Baby. CD Baby pays me out to PayPal. Boom, I have my exit strategy. I make my music. I can get my royalties through Spotify. I think Spotify is going to be one of the biggest companies. I can see what the royalty costs. All right, fine. I get into there. I'm now growing it. First and foremost, you can just play your own music. Duh. Get a device, play your music. There you go. Right? And now you have a stream. What can I do with that stream? I could not put that in a virtual world, earning royalties and listens. So I begin seeing that there's something, whenever there's a virtual currency that can work with virtual worlds, and those virtual currencies can make money to and comparable to the US dollar. Look, I just need it at the penny and above level. I don't need it at $200 below the US dollar, right? That's where I was, $200 below the US dollar. No, I need a system where it's comparable, even if it's in the pennies to the US dollar, 78 cents, 60 cents, some of these virtual world coins right now. Then I can start making products and I can price them at 5 cents, 10 cents. That's all I need, right? If I'm at scale to thousands of people, I got to think in scale. I can't think in, I got to get $1 out of you. I got to think, I just need a fraction of a penny out of you, right? There begins my business for the market, where my marketing, you market the mark, right? That's marketing. Your marketing. Who is the brand? The brand is the mark. So as I'm going through a transition from web development, because I lose my job, as I transition from web development, because I know automation, Wix, and all these other sites are taking over the web, I'm focusing on now media. I'm focusing on media. But I'm seeing the gatekeepers, Facebook, Google, it costs way more money, and they're making it harder and harder and harder for you to get organic traffic. So I'm like, well, screw them. I'm not paying for that. We have to go deeper. So every level, every block, every roadblock, I'm navigating around those blocks. Where is it continually leading me? As this physical world gets more and more expensive and they try to game you for the walls they're building around you for you to get to the eyeballs, you have to go to least resistance. So where's going to be the least resistance for the next 5 years? Gaming. Gaming becomes that. So we focus on media because we believe media will be the only way people make money. We believe that media is going to be the gross national product of all countries. People are going to have to market things, creations, because what else you got? You're the only substance. You're the only mineable substance. You're the data. Data is oil. What are you creating? See? So we have to now understand that data is important. So how do we change a change of business to focus to 2016, to 2017? We start working for venture capital firms. We start making money in the private sector. We start growing. I go into doing media for Jay Morrison and start trying to figure out that stuff. I'm trying to explain to him crypto. I'm trying to tell him how not even telling him about crypto, but I was like, I'm in crypto. I had just finished my first season. So while I was talking to him, I began a research project. Is it possible in 2020, after I left Jay Morrison right when Rona started. And then I waited until the next year. I took a whole year doing, and I did overall research trying to get WordPress to scale. I thought that WordPress could scale. I thought the new plugins, that would be easier for it to work. I began building things on the back end to try to get that going. And by spring, I thought I was close to launch. That's when you saw me more active in the tribe, because I believed I was done with my programming. And I believed I was going to build it on WordPress. I was going to use the WordPress as a back-end engine. So I began in the first quarter of 2020. Is it possible for end-to-end semi-autonomous business automation? I showed you with the programs that we're going to be using to automate our business and how we're going to automate it. And then I started getting into the 3 a.m. combo information. And that changed everything. Focus from clients to self-reliance, because by the first quarter of this year, I realized I can't rely on my venture capital clients anymore for currency, because last year was horrible. One, because I had to change because I became a caregiver of my mother, and I didn't have the disposable time to work my clients anymore. They needed hours from me, and I don't have hours when you're taking care of somebody with dementia who wants to keep working herself. She's looking for a patient. She's looking for a patient. The patient's not there. But I have to have patience because she wants a patient, right? That's the change in my life I had to do. So I had to change my entire business, because now I don't have the disposable time anymore. I only have time to kind of do some research. And because MG had shown a formula for how to broadcast or stream, I now had a new way to kind of still be helpful while I'm figuring things out. That's where ToxicThoughts started. But I had just finished writing all this up, and then I take you into the idea. ToxicHustle.com was going to be the WordPress site, the community. So I installed so as I was building this out, I built all of these slides, and then I came back and started building it. So because I had the idea in my head, so I said, let me just put things in order. So I actually have most of this functional already. In Toxic Hustle, there's a community. It has a project management system. There's a courseware plugin in it. Thor, which was the automation thing, is the NAN automation system, which will connect to a media system that can now do images at scale. So I have a way to connect to a render engine, and that render engine can actually render some video out in a templatable way, and then I can also render images out in a templatable way, right? So data became a thing, right? Because I realized we're going to have community tasks, which is data. We're going to have automated processes, which are data, the projects, data, the courses, data. Thor's going to be generating its own data, which Thor is the Toxic Hustle organizational runtime. I've been calling it that for years, right? And we'll have a marketplace. And in the marketplace, we'd be able to do things like have people be able to sell let's go deeper with beats, right? Like, okay, so let me give you I guess a workflow of it. Let's say I put in a new music project. I'm producing this project. Then let's say I say, hey, I need somebody to put some a bass line on this, or hey, I want somebody to play bass. Here's what it sounds like. I want you to play on it. That person can play on it, and then the automated tasks of Thor would be able to, it'd be basically workflow related. So when you, like, a person submits I updates the project, it would notify me. And then I could manage the project. And then in some form of fashion, how do we kick out royalties, right? So, and then be able to train people to learn to do all the tasks that are in the business, even if it means they go somewhere else and do it themselves. How do you create an infrastructure that scales out a workable model? That somebody else can go be your competition and put you out of business. But in there, maybe my products can go over there as well and be marketed and branded by them because they might be better at it than me. Again, looking at what Bitcoin and these other technologies can do, you fork off, you split off, and somebody does it better than you. Cool. I can now take my data, since it's already there making money. All right, I'm going to use your APIs and send my data from my chain over to your chain too, since it's cross chain. Right? But then I started looking at blockchain and started looking at, it's a database. I don't want to get lost into the rigmarole of cryptocurrencies. That's just a price point on top of the data and the security of the data. That's it. That's all this is. It's a data play. And what is the worth of how hard and scarce the asset is. It's a mineable asset. Electricity was used to mine it. And as I started understanding blockchain, it started changing that, and I started finding WordPress was breaking. I was breaking it. And then I was like, well, this isn't scalable. And then I looked at the prices I was paying on Amazon, and this model became less and less scalable. I was like, well, this doesn't work. And what did I want to do? I wanted to be able to the application as a whole of what needs to be built is some place where music is located, the completed stuff, all the stuff that makes it up, the online courses that, not only that MG can do and has, but being able to get that, like having a workflow for some of the hacks he has is like being able to channel the communication and being able to give a navigatable course journey for a person to understand some of the work that he's laid out, right? Be able to do apparel, because there's graphic designers in the tribe. I do artwork. I'm sure MG does artwork because I've seen his Photoshop or graphic software open. So I can show, like from the courseware, I can show y'all how shirts are easily made now. And you can make your own stuff. I showed you on ToxicHustle, we're already doing it. I showed you Printify. You can go on Printify. I'm using it. Like, I can make money off of y'all from that. I could sit there and lock this behind paywalls, but why? I want the data of your work. I want to know where it's located. I want to be able to catalog that. My job is I can figure out how to make my own fucking money. But if I can help you make it at the same time as I'm figuring out how to make it for myself, win-win, serendipity. Let's go, right? So e-shops, where you make your money, or we can even partner up where I can be able to route people to you. Sorry, I don't realize this thing. I can't touch the mouse. Then, of course, hardware. I started looking at hardware because I always thought that the blockchain code is going to get smarter for better things to happen, but I wasn't thinking it was going to happen as fast as it happened, and I forgot the cycle was happening. When I was doing this, I was kind of looking at crypto, but I forgot how strong the halvening cycle is. I knew it was here, I just didn't realize it was here. So, and then there's blueprints, like how to make these items, how to make, like as we build robots, we're going to be building physical robots. We're going to be building automation systems. And we want to teach y'all how to do it, because then you can create these worker systems that can work with us and earn with us, right? So we're looking at blockchain, we're looking at the tech, but again, I'm not piecing it all together yet. I'm still looking at WordPress when I'm doing this. Digital downloads, again, still with WordPress, and marketing distribution using an automated WordPress plugin that could cast stuff into social media. Again, a lot of plugins, a lot of WordPress, a lot of heavy load on a small server costing more money on Amazon. So the community vision, I want it to be a community. Again, more stress on the system, because you're going to have members who are who can be potentially vendors. Me as a chief strategy officer, concentrating on Thor's automation, Thor itself handling the client work that comes into the actual system. So part of it was to also have physical workloads. So where a client outside wants to get web work, a website, music, whatever developed, designed, created, the system gets that work goes in here, and we basically get it done. Those that can give to freelance groups, musician groups, producing groups, mixing groups, mastering groups, designer, 3D automation, animators, marketers, all that. We could just have these groups within these workflows that get the client work, and then the operation team, an operational oversight team that just manages the work and just manages the strategies that are happening, right? So this is the community vision, taking what's going on in the tribe and just being able to systemize, hey guys, there's some work to do. There's some money to be made. Since I'm able to use my contacts to pull people in and bring people into a system that needs to get some stuff done, then I can channel the work. My thing is I could get venture capital money in because I'm already working with them, but I couldn't scale out the work. Now I wanted to build a system to be able to do that. Basically what it was is basically the site, long-term community success was the ToxicHustle website being able to take independent vendor work through some type of digital storefront, bringing it through that ToxicHustle marketplace. The customer can buy whatever it does and you can get profit. So we're talking about sales of t-shirts, sales of classwork, courseware, music, samples, artwork, templates, everything that we do independently, trying to make our own kind of like sales. Look at like what's going on with Graphic River or any of these big sites, or Freelancer, taking all those ideas and kind of like internalizing those workflows for ourselves. It's just project management systems, right? They're just being cute with it. Well, how do we take those systems and integrate them for ourselves? Because it's just taking systems now. You can't copyright that, right? And now that you're automating things through the node-based automation systems, now it's workflows. So we're just moving data from one place to another and being able to call it back and show it on a dashboard. That's it. So we're beginning to simplify how to scale out services. So can we now create digital vendor services where client work comes into a marketplace, project request, an account rep can now semi-automatically do that work. So if there's any videos that need to be done for projects, those local machines or little module worker machines can scale out to do that work. We can have a product support workflow where a piece of a product comes out, and let's say it's for a piece of software where we keep updating, like let's say NFTs now. I didn't have this as an idea, but I'm just showing you how now this has changed. The idea of what I was going to do has changed because it went from WordPress to, well, if I have a wallet and it's the app, and the wallet's the app, why do I need WordPress? The data is on the chain. I'm just downloading the chain data to the wallet. That's what every wallet does innately. Wait. I don't even need WordPress. So now I'm thinking, well, I don't need WordPress, but a regular flat relational database, that's okay for an app, but it doesn't work on scalable data. All of the big websites use graph databases. That's Twitter, Facebook, Google, Facebook, Instagram, that's all graph data. Amazon, how they do shopping experiences for everyone at scale for all the sales that go in and out of those machines. It's scalable. So I have to think in a scalable model because I understand the big companies work at scale, and you got to use the technology that's already scalable to do that. And relational databases are not scalable. Hence why Bitcoin is 3 transactions a second slow. Part of it is also what kind of database it uses. It's not a node-based database. It's distributed, but it acts so damn slow because it acts like all this, it looks for securing it through these random key access stuff. I think that we're going to go where we have full automation systems that are doing work. But I didn't understand where we're going to get paid except for through client work. That was the only place I had, was through client work, we get paid. So again, I'm seeing an economy begin to collapse. So part of these ideas couldn't work anymore. Alternative proof of work. Now this, I just put it in here because I put crypto, because it was understanding that credit is what we're working with. Our fiat system is basically printed, and crypto my radar, but I'm again starting to see the business, but still not getting it yet. So I came up with something called alternative proof of work. A future made, it's paid. All communities need an economy. So instead of just proof of work, what is a proof of work for me as a business, right? So if you go into a Fiverr or a freelancer thought process, I have a client that needs work done. I submit the work back to my client. We get an initial payment, right, half up front to get the project started. So that's how I can get this project started. And at the end of the project, we get paid when we complete the work. So an alternative proof of work, rather than spinning algorithms doing absolutely nothing, is, did the client finish paying the damn check? Yes. Okay. That means project is closed. So we have a project that has a life cycle. And at the end of that project life cycle, it goes from one status to another status. When it is closed by us, and the client approves the close and says, yes, you can close out this project. It is done. Boom. Is that not proof of work complete? Everybody's paid. So that is an alternative proof of work that can be logged on chain. Oh, wait, we're going into databases. So now designs, music, content, any research, even invoices, video, all of this licensing, placements, advertising, marketing, download, subscription, products, strategies, blueprints, completed services, all could be tied to alternative proof of work. And with that, you can create new businesses. Again, I'm not deep into blockchain yet. I'm not deep into the code being ready. I'm not into scalable assets like Matic, that the programming is done. I'm not there yet. I'm still WordPress. Hey, maybe we can hook it to cryptocurrencies. I'm gonna put the fact that I put a payment system on WordPress that we can we can do BitPay, or we can do through Coinbase. So I did it through Coinbase Commerce. Boom. Now the website's connected to crypto. I can take money in crypto bypassing capital gains. Boom. Success. No, still have scalability issues. So proof of work, this is crypto, right? This is Sparta. Decentralized infrastructure, databases, storage, social media, virtual private networks, routers, right? So you can make these routers that can protect privacy, and you can earn money from that. So I was just now beginning to start to understand, like, video hosting would be where money could be made. Process automation, being able to process things for businesses and doing that on a consistent basis, having your hardware up for that. Integrated platform as a service, automation platforms. And I also marketing with somebody for that, another company. So the NAN company has a way for me to earn with them in putting their software into my software. So boom, now I have software as a service offerings that I can do for people that want to code in a visual way. Web services, AI/system network security, right? Being able to secure these WordPress networks with some type of automated processing that's looking for things that are happening on the back end and sending alerts, or securing it on its own because it's watching Sentinel programs. Can we have that on chain monitoring websites? See, there's alternative businesses. What's alternative fiat? Anything that's digital that you can cash out of. International freelance marketplaces, digital media licensing, hosting, transaction validations, proof of stake. These are all alternative ways for earning, I was seeing, percentages. So it's your alternative revenue streams. Can you take your money that you're earning and have it earn interest? Digital transaction economy, shopping, sending money, paying for services, automated manufacturing, like t-shirts, robot cleaning, robot delivery, basically the what they call the Internet of Things, having robots working everywhere, like lawnmowers, lawn mowing systems, vending machines, drone delivery, 3D printing, robotic manufacturing, digital goods, digital services, digital art, digital collectibles, video game, in-game items, virtual worlds, real estate, goods, products, in-world consumer service, in-world businesses services. There's so much in that that this whole virtual world zone, that's where the real money is. I've left it last, but I left it so that you can see some of these digital goods are also in-world digital goods as well. So there's levels to this game. Digital goods for me is selling a digital product like a t-shirt template over and over and over again, or a website template over and over and over again. I'll still sell WordPress templates to people if that's what they want. I design a certain type of design for a client, I resell the template 3 months later. If they want an exclusive contract to it, they got to pay X amount of money for that exclusive contract. If they don't want it, that's fine. I'll design it and just send it out as my own design. They rejected it, that's fine. It moves on to the market. See, now my old stuff that I used to have still can move into other things. And then where do I track it? How do I track it? And that's where the application begins. See, now my mind is, where am I going to track all the places all of my assets are? That's going to be hard because I have now my own economy. And then I have an economy where if I'm a marketer for other people that I'm marketing all their products, how am I earning there? And what's that residuals? Where is all my money coming from? So I need a place for all of that. That began an understanding of what I needed to do, was understanding that with the money I make, I need to also think about automated crypto trading. Again, something else I've done and shown y'all through the Bitsgap robots. Right? So these things I was doing in the presentation began to manifest and began to be a thing. I want to cure the main coins and talked about the altcoins, right? My main coins like Bitcoin, BTC, US dollar coin, USDC, and US dollar Tether now, just because it's the foreign alternative stable coin for now. I get that. And those I want to be able to then accrue more altcoins. ToxicHustle funds management, the strategy of using these market maker bots to automate the trade and earning interest consistently on the back end. How do I now take my products to give me more revenue to stick behind my bots? And how much is my bots earning interest? I showed y'all through the crash that I was able to keep trading and do all my stuff. And then it just became overwhelming because I'm now studying crypto so much. It became an everyday thing because it became part of my business. So I just started recording and showing y'all everything that I was trying to do a presentation for, but my life is changing because everything I'm doing in real time is happening. So I build a screen and then I'm building it, right? So then that moves us over to the money market making bot, and I showed y'all through the video, link in the description, of how to do your automatic trading strategy. I put it out already. I did a course, the courseware, I put it out. So the presentation became real time. And I showed you the crypto trading training. It already went out. So then, hold on. Right, so community products, Thor business services, generating an economy. So extra revenue outside of the trading bot was now, since we have a way to earn interest, now I want to scale out the business side of the economy so that we have more money on the business side for more interest. So community products, services, subscriptions, and affiliate revenue. So how can I help scale out the profits for these guys that I earn my small residuals as a business owner? I get like a small percentage for being an affiliate marketer for them, or marketing their products or service, or helping these businesses get their stuff. I get a percentage from all these sales. We split the profits, right? So how do we do profit splits? That's the data from the application that can now handle splits of profits from everything that comes out of the community. So everything that we do, business services, subscriptions, all of that, we can split those profits among the entire community. And it should be traceable, transparent. I don't want you to believe that the data is there. Download the entire damn blockchain and look at all the transactions that happen. Because the system is verifying transactions from multiple sources. So consensus, that's where blockchain got deep into my thought process. was that, oh, blockchain, this whole technology is a consensus algorithm so that it's trustless. You don't have to trust me. If the technology does it by default, good. Now I just have to find the right technology that I put my business on. And that's what I'm still working on. That's why I'm stuck. I'm still waiting. Right now, I'm looking at, of course, Ethereum. I'm looking at Matic. I'm looking at Elrond. I've told y'all everything in the Discord, right? And the Musical Geniuses. Again, thank you, MG, for giving me a place to speak. So I could tell you, like, look, this is what's happening, right? So then, the next thing is, so to split the profits, a proof of that concept became, look, check the website. And I show you, I was going to do a presentation of showing you the website and showing the fact that we put stuff on the website and that there's projects on the website, all that yada, 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 right? And thanks for watching. That was basically the entire presentation. So again, everything I was going to show you was, hey, this is what we're going to do in the future. And I think WordPress could potentially do it, but then WordPress couldn't do it. Right? On your marks, DAOs, decentralized, autonomous organizations, are the new corporations that will have the new corporate flags or logos or pirate flags. Right? That is the new thing. And your mark, your corporation, is just attached to a decentralized one. I showed you in one of the other videos that one of the states already legalized it. So when I do what I do, and I'm opening up my Bitsgap right now, I told y'all, for me, the reason for everything that I'm doing is to show proof of concept. ToxicHustle is a research and development company. That's what we've become. That is disguised as a media company. I mean, we are a media company, but we do so much. I do so much research on where the next tech is because I've got to put my stuff in places. And those places don't allow me to make as much visible havoc unless I'm an early adopter. Everything else is old school already. Everything else is oversaturated already. Be where your enemies are not. Y'all got to get back on your art of war. Get back to your craft. Like, y'all are out of pocket. And it's not your fault. It was designed that way. But you've done your 400 years of penance. Wake up. Let's go. Deuteronomy. All right, it's done. We went monkey, right? We were doing crazy stuff. We were like slaving it up. We were just acting illmatic, and we had to get back to it. We got to get back to our work. We got to get back to work. We got to get back to our crafts. We got to get back to what we do right, and that's not being anybody else's pocket. And that's our problem. We're so worried about who can give us money because we got our hands out begging. Please, sir, can you not kick my ass? Please, sir, can you not kick my ass? Please, sir, can you not kick my ass? And even Pocket said, how many times you gonna do that before you just like, yo, I'm gonna take the gun, blah, 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 blah. But we just need to convert that energy. That energy is righteous, but it's in the wrong lane. It's in the lane that they want to use for the police. I have family members inside the fraternal order of police, but words connect. If you're Po, there is a systematic way to drain you of your resources or your blood, your source of income, like lice. The system has it to be able to suck it from you because it wants you to go one way because it shows you a dream. And it gets you so caught up on the dream, you lust after it. See, that's why we have those 10 rules, right? Not to, covet thy neighbor's goods type beats. See, you got off your 10 laws. And then your king came and you get caught up on the hocus pocus and not the practicality of the craft. Love thy brothers, thy love thyself. In other words, be your brother's keeper. That's what we forgot. And then what did the king do? Went out to the desert, left the city, went and got baptized by a tribesman. Find out the Baptist was he was a Judean, Judah. He was from the tribe. And then he went deeper into the desert isolation of its time to be tempted by his own devil, then to come back to the tribe and save his people. Okay, so I go out to my wilderness, and that's what I did the last year. And I've come back to be fishers of my tribe. To then who have to go out and be fishers on their own. Because all I'm teaching you is how to fish in these waters that be. I don't got a boat. I'm not by the dock. But I still got to eat, right? Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. In other words, whatever the money of the time is, just figure out how to flip it and fish in them waters, bruh. Damn, that's it? Yup. So we do that every time, Black Wall Street. We do that every time. But we just got to get back to it. Interest. You got homeboys that making music? Okay. I already showed you, put your music on CD, baby, earn your royalties, go to your PayPal, put your PayPal to your Coinbase, take your Coinbase, put it to a robot, and put the robot earning interest. How much does it earn through this entire shite of a bull crap market? Wait, did that 9% over the 8% I showed you last week? It still got another percentage point? And yeah, it's longer over time. We have to now go through, we went through a recessive market. But I showed you that this is going to be how you make your money for the when Bitcoin crashes in November. And it will crash. Don't care how we feel about it. I wish it would just keep running up, but markets don't do that forever. This is a cycle and it's programmed. And I've proven that to you. I also showed you how we can go a little bit more high risk with our portfolio on a place like Kucoin. And even if the market is red, let me hit refresh so you know it's not some damn screen I cook up. Not cooking up nothing except for facts and figures, right? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. If you're getting factual numbers. Total profits, that's it. Based off of that, 9%. Yes, we've had some longer ranges because we've had lower per day, but we still getting some points. Still got 24 to 32%. You see, I just let them run now. Longer, stronger pairs. When I do this now, I'll even show you right now. I'm going to close this bot right here because I want to get this back in play as the market's still playing. Come back to my SPY history. Again, all of this, how I do this, why I do this, link is in the description. I showed you sentiment analysis, where how I draw my blue lines on my charts. Well, I'll show you in a minute. But I also showed you how to set up your own crypto bot. And what were my pairs at that time have changed. And now I set my pairs to longer pairs because I want it to be boring longer now. And you can see I now have more cash flow. The last time I had put $152 in, and I've got more cash flow that I can use on this if I choose to do so. So what I'm going to do is drop this down. Let me scale this. I now do bigger and longer pairs. So boom. So let's say I'll do 60 flat. There we go. So 298, 60. It looks like my lines are off a bit. Hold on. Looks like I might have a red somewhere because I'm hitting too much. Or is that just the cost because I have so much trading pairs? It looks like it might be a trading pair thing. Hold on. Let me bring this up, up, up. Wait. No, it looks like it's... That's what it was. Damn you. It was still a red, still floating. All right. So I can do 80. And I'm going to even give it a little bit more cash flow. We had 152. I'm still going to put 164 on that. Right? And start that bot up with 80 pairs on that trade. Yes. Boom. And now we're going to just make sure this plays out. Hold on, I'm waiting for this to go over. It said it's filled. Market order placed. And now I just want to make sure it runs before I move on. Just there's sometimes a little glitch with the bot. So I just want to make sure that the bot trades before we move on. I'm just showing you, this is basically how you keep your garden flowing. As the market shifts, you shift it back down to catch the next level. If you have good trades and you understand what you're actually owning over long term, you see Aave, I'm going to show you that screen in a minute. Matic, it's programming. And some of these are a little bit high risk, but video, I have a video play in there, and I might want to add more to that video play as I earn more. But this is my secondary way of earning, is I let myself earn more interest in whatever trades I have, and then I can pad this out and add more to my coffers as it continues to make me more money. Right? Because how much did that spot earn? It earned an extra $27. I could take that $27, and if I believe in the tech, throw it right back on. So what did I do? If I had $150 when it was higher up, I just went ahead and grabbed even more. I could have just put $150 because it would have been $150 at a lower price point. But regardless, it's going to trade wherever it's going to trade. And the robot now has even more pairs to play even longer trades. That's what I want to get to, where I'm not micromanaging this as I build out my revenue. And as more and more revenue gets available to go into these bots to trade, I turn off a bot, stack the money on that bot, and let it trade on that bot. And build out the portfolio, slowly but surely. That's how you work your business. Work your plan, trade your plan. Another thing is the DeFi market, right? Aave, we just talked about that. Why am I in Aave? Because I bought some Aave because I'm already earning percentages in it. I'm earning Matic, and I'm earning an APY. Well, no, there's no APYs on that. I'm actually just earning Matic on that. But because of that, it's earning me Matic. That's the reason why I'm holding it, because I'm understanding Aave is the platform. So could their coin keep going up? Who knows? Yeah, maybe so. So I'm just going to keep holding it. And I'm also earning on it. Now I'm going to get myself off this side of the trade, but I also want you to see that it's earning. This morning I saw 168. It's $1.69 or 1.69. Right now, Matic is below the dollar. Before it was above the dollar. But as Bitcoin gets ready to do its run, this number will go back up. Right? So again, I'm showing you how my business will earn on the back end. I'm showing you just earnings. I'm not. Do you see me speculating a whole bunch of crazy crap? No, I like Matic because it's now I can. This is a network. I can transact on this network for 001. That means I can build my application here. So yeah, I'm on it because applications are built here. I'll be anywhere that applications are built, and it's cheap, and it's not that hard to do. Okay, let's go. On your mark. You ready? Why am I saying that? Well, we also got a race getting ready to start going because the hash rate is back. They're still trying to FUD out in the news, and we'll look at that in a second. But look at the hash rate. It's going back up. I know what happens when the hash rate goes up. We're flattening out. With fear factors going down. It's going. We're losing a little bit of fear, right? Let's look at how we're doing with the total market cap. Total market cap still seems to be slipping a bit, but that's because we just have some shakeout in the market still happening, right? As I tell you, we have these manipulators manipulating our market, and what did they do? The slam. Like I tell you about these cog slams and everything in the Discord. Let me go to the Discord, and when we go back up, again, you got to rewind and kind of look at the old stuff so you can see what I've been talking about. I'm not talking to you from when you see these things, you're watching manipulation happen. Yeah, I said when you see a Bart's head, when you see this, when you see cog drops, right? It's like a cog wheel drop. When you see a stairway to heaven slam, step, okay, step, no. It's like that fisherman in that commercial. Ooh, you thought you get that $1. That's what they do. It's disgusting, man. Right? So there's the cog drop again, right? Stairway to heaven, slam, hold, tease, slam. And it's right by the weekend again. See, that's why I wanted to do this, because I'm going to be away working on my projects. Like I'm trying to get some stuff ready because I know the run-up's getting ready to happen. How do you know? I told you this was going to happen before it happened. Go back in the video. Go back before the 14th, and you'll see me calling this happening. In my videos before the 14th, sometime in the time before it, between the 10th to whatever, I said that this was going to happen in video. I'll find it. I just don't have time right now. Right? Told you this was going to happen. Then in the Discord, went out and just flat out told you it was coming this time. I was like, no. Let me warn y'all before it comes, right? Go up here. Where's my thing? Where my ting? Look here. See? Look at all that space. Look at where I called it. Look at the 21st. Look at the space. And I called a run-up coming up afterwards, right? Where are we at in the... Let's go to the future now. Let's look at it right now, right? In current. And let's look at the future. We got another dip. We got this run-up. What do we have happening? We have this dip. When this hit, boom, boom. When this hit, boom, boom. We're bouncing off this level right here, 31. And we've got a run-up getting ready to happen. So this run-up, I'm getting my sales in. I'm getting my sales in now. So got Bitcoin bleeding and hemorrhaging. Let's hit refresh because, this was older. It did its little damage, and, for the 24 hours, you can see a sea of red. It's kind of greening up, but, stagnant crap. We have a bunch of news that ain't moved the market because we got manipulation going on. That's kind of why you see me skipping through news. Skipping through certain things because I already know the manipulation, the fix is in, and I now am not really concerned. That's why I'm now just concentrating on my charts. Not so much technical analysis. Now I'm gone into basically pattern analysis. That's where this comes in. When this is failing me because the manipulation is too big, this is where I come in and say, what has been the seasonal moves? Because Bitcoin breathes. Bitcoin has a season. There are seasons of Bitcoin, and these are all the arrows you see. And all of this is me showing you the season breathe. Look, it breathes. It's been breathing a long time, and I'm showing you them. When this September thing happens, this is the September dip. This will turn yellow. I'll turn this to yellow when it happens. but I'm just keeping things in their current colors of, hey, when these dips happen, these are just red and greens, like just for me to know when I can be happy, when I need to be cautious, when I'm going to be happy, when I'm going to be cautious, because I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be selling in this zone. I already know right now. Selling in this zone because this one is the last major. This is the droppeth major for the year. This is when the year's over. It's a wrap right here. So, like I told you what happened was going to happen here. I'm telling you what's getting ready to happen. So this is why this is my last purchase week. I don't care. I can't call getting down here. I just need to know my due diligence of the things I've been wanting on sale because people are tired, and that's what they're now just trying to grab up. They're not even trying to really push Bitcoin down. Now it's really about the alts that they want to scarf up cheap. This is now, they're getting ready for altcoin summer. I'm telling you, they're getting ready for altcoin summer. And then they're going to be pumping, and dropping some of those altcoins to get it ready to shift into Bitcoin. And then they're going to drop all of that in these big surges to shift out into US dollar to start hedging some of their bets. And I'll be snitzeling. I won't be snitzeling in this one. I'm not kind of look at this and figure this one out. I am not too sure about this one yet. So we'll see. China, so I haven't read the story. I'll dig into this one a little bit more. Is China Bitcoin crackdown cutting mining emissions or shifting them somewhere else? What did I tell you? I told you the narrative's going to come. Links in the Discord to the Musical Genius Cash Lane room. Scroll up. No, hold on. You know what? No, I'll do it for you. I don't mind toot my own damn horn. Hold on. Toot. Here it is. Right here. Where I said that all the China miners were going to get shipped out. It's in the video that I show you with the drones flying the damn miners out. I said the miners were going. Here it is. All right. And then what happened? The FUD came. And then I said that there'll be another China attack to lower it even for like 2 weeks afterwards. And it came again. Another attack came that lowered the market even lower. They're doing it to the systematic moves. So like to me, I'm just stopped caring and just concentrated on the moves. I know the news is going to move it down. I just need to know when they're going to send their attacks out to move the market where they want. They just know the system does this anyway, and they just put the news to make sure that they can shake people out of it, right? So I just understand the game now, but I have to make my business work around that. Let's see. Shapeshift to decentralize entire company. Plans for largest airdrop in history. So you've got companies changing out to become completely decentralized. DAOs again. You can bypass a lot of the bullshit you're dealing with if you decentralize your business. And since you want people to verify that and earn from you, well, they're part of your infrastructure. See, people are starting to decentralize their infrastructure. Just makes sense to pay people to be your IT personnel at home. This is blockchain. Bitcoin falls to 32 as inflation hits a 13-year high. Look at that damn phrase right there. Inflation. I've been talking about hyperinflation that's happening all over the countries that are moving to Bitcoin or some type of crypto like Ethereum as the course for their dollars. Because the data, the hardware being associated to a coin tied to infrastructure, hardware makes sense. God, it's a digital infrastructure play, y'all. Hardware, how much processing, TPS, transactions per second, who is scalable, which is going to be the brand to rule them all. Somebody's got to be Apple, somebody's got to be Microsoft, somebody's got to be Google, somebody's got to be AWS. Amazon Web Services. Who's going to win? And then you hedge your bet on 1, 2, and 3, and you wait for them to shake themselves out and build your business on 1 and 2 if you need to. Right? Do people build their apps on iOS and Android? As MG says, let's stop being cute and clamorous. Bitcoin. All right, so we did that. Inflation. So yeah, inflation. So the cost of everything's going up, and I've been hearing from other industries, like construction industries, how bad it is, where homeowners are not even like they have to worry about the people that are building the constructors, contractors, raising their prices mid construction project because they didn't realize they're going to get hit hard because they have piss poor planning through this shite. I knew we were going to get through a hedge of slammed of material. Didn't we just watch the ship get stuck at bay and held up everything? And then some things got shipped around and some things moved and some things got moved to people that needed it more and they were able to buy it on the secondary market. Yo, just telling you, a lot of things fell to the crack and a lot of smaller businesses got crushed. And we ain't gonna feel that crush until after summer. Then we got the fires and we got a lot of problems physically for our analog world. UK detective seize a record amount of crypto. That's not really a big news for me. Just makes me think that the government's going to be auctioning that off. That's how they make their money. That's the hustle now. I'm going to seize your stuff and then I'm going to auction it off to people that want the asset. Who's at the auction houses? Y'all, I'm just saying, y'all don't get it. That's what this NFT thing's even bigger than y'all think. Because I believe, and I want to say it was the modern investor that said that one of the major painting is going fractionalized on an NFT. That you can buy shares of a physical, actual painting from the owner of the painting who's now fractionalizing it. And like artwork makes 19% annually? I did not know this. That artwork can earn 19% annually. Makes you start thinking about artwork, don't it? This whole NFT craze is another artwork bid. If you're an artist selling positions of your artwork. Okay, just saying, as you become better musicians, as you grow into whatever fields you grow in the media space, now you can sell your art and it can have a value to it. But just don't cheapen your art. There you go. Almost all Chinese provinces have blockchain boosting policies. Yes, but they're also cracking down one at a time to be able to send those miners overseas or to have the small ones now only work infrastructure for the yuan digital system. They're not being cute and clamorous. They understand that they're going to have a digital dollar to rule its all. They want theirs to be number one, so they're already beginning the mining process for their own hash power. Y'all don't see that this is just a hardware play. Then what's going to happen with all the real estate in America owned by Chinese representative real estate agencies being able to put the miners inside those homes or those buildings, right? And they're getting 3 cents. I just showed you the screen. Okay, so I'm just telling you, this is all just a new hardware play for the decentralized hardware market. And if you're not in play, if you don't know, now you know. Okay. Okay. Solana, data play, ecosystem, economy, system. Okay. Tokens drop 12% in a week. Yes, they drop. Time to buy. I am looking there. That's a data play. If I'm going to be looking at Solana again. Again, these are all data plays. I don't care. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 if I need to. I just go lighter on the ones that are outside. If they get better when the crash happens, I'll go heavy because the ones that will fail hard. I'll just look at them in April. How do we know this? We got the charts to prove it. November, crash. It's going to fall through. There's January, crash. There's April, right? We start a dip again. So then it's going to rest around June. Then we got another dip come November of the follow of that year, right? So it goes 2018 January, so we get another year, right? After that drop, boom, November drops. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November of the same year of the drop, a drop. November dip, which is going to happen this November. You're going to see the November dip and then a December dip and then a January dip. Consistently every year, because that is just how pockets work. November is Black Friday. Tech sales. Remember, this is technology. So people are going to buy those hardware sales. September dip. People go into schools again in the northern regions and the other regions. September is when school starts. That's when people are going to be in college campuses rendering crypto, buy hardware when they get back to school, all those laptops and stuff, right? So I'm going to sell out some of my crypto I earned during the summer to do that. Remember, the summer run-up's about to happen. I tell you, this system is here for a reason. So the people that bought right now are going to sell September to buy some equipment to get that run up for November to sell after the run up, top, and get out. The ones that know this system know how to play it. This is my second season. I get it now. I may not like it, but at least I'm telling y'all. That way you're not hopiuming in. And even if anything else, y'all, you've got the back end to a piece of currency that in another 3 years or so is about to do another halvening cycle, and the reinvestment into hardware starts all over again. See, this is a hardware play. I keep telling y'all that. It's not Bitcoin. It's not the software. It's the fact that somebody buys some hardware to put the software on. That's a cost. The time it takes to set up a Bitcoin miner, to secure it, to secure your wallet, to put everything, to have the internet, to make sure nothing drops so you can make sure you earn. Because if anything goes wrong, you miss the validation and you don't get paid. You've wasted money. This is not a hopium business. There's practicality in the back end on hardware, and that's all I needed to see as somebody who can build hardware. Once I saw the feasibility of, oh shit, every 3 years I got to upgrade to keep going, because guess what? The halvening cycle means you get half of what you made the last time. So it used to be 50 Bitcoin, then it got cut, then it got cut, then it got cut. And then it's going to get cut 2024 again. They got to buy hardware again, and they're in it for if any institution or country is talking about they're using a volcano or they're using wind or solar, they know this, jugs. And they know we're going into a transactional economy where work is not going to be just, hey, let's just have Bitcoin do some mathematical calculations. Let's actually get some work done, like render stuff, like be the infrastructure for hardware systems, like be the render engines for videos and movies. Let's do stuff with the hardware. Let's use all these GPUs for something else. Let's use all the CPUs for something else. That's the game and goal. Crypto apps surpass 50% of all U.S. investment apps downloads, period. It means everything you're seeing downloaded on Apple, move where the money move. Follow the money. Where's the attention? Well, if everybody's downloading investment apps for crypto, where is the money going from the checks? Huh? You think it goes just to stocks? No, it's flooding into crypto. On the institutional side, hidden, slowly. They increment it. They hold those wallets. They just transfer custody, and they don't need to announce on the ledger. because it doesn't really transfer hands. They just pad it and just hand it to them silently. That's how they can say they can buy and it don't move. It's over the counter. They're already holding these wallets and they hold them in certain portions, so they just assign custody to them so they don't never move the market. These are predefined wallets, like a pre-build. Here, here's the custody. It's called custodianship. Here, I'll custodian this to you. If you would like to receive this, here is your wallet. You then can move this to your own other wallet in said amount of time, so that we don't move the market, except for when we want to move the market to when it actually moves. So there's a lot that's been shown in the news for the last few weeks. That's why I said I can't use anything but the chart on the actual moves that Bitcoin does, the pattern of Bitcoin, because the news is following the pattern. So I just have to follow the pattern and then watch to see if the news is following the pattern. No, the news is hiding good stuff the minute we are in a bad cycle. Yeah, it's following the pattern. All it hides underneath. European Central Bank gives green light to digital euro pirate project. That means a whole central bank is in crypto. That's more money. But it's talked about in the cycle of craziness. Like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano among major cryptocurrencies to fall as China expands mining crackdown. So that's what they did. See? Oh, we're going to expand it because we don't want your miners here in China. We want it for 3 cents in America. But we're going to scare you out your pockets because we have been doing a signature accumulation event because we have the signature now. We're doing the signature event that Uncomplication showed us back in April 25th of where they wanted Bitcoin after May. And we followed the pattern damn near consistently. And it got where they wanted it. So I'll feel great when I can buy Bitcoin at 28,000. I kept telling everybody 28,000 needs to be touched again. I said it months ago. I've been saying it. Doesn't matter what I like. Just matters what the data has always proven to me. Well, they went ahead and did what they did, and that is why we are where we are. The chart, if I go to the daily, Bart Simpson head crash. 2 Bart Simpson heads. We didn't have enough data here. And if you put it into the week, it really makes more sense. Look at the legs. Now look at the legs. The legs were, are we sure we want this? Yes, we want this. Okay, we'll come back up. Are we sure that was right? Yes, we're sure that's right. Okay, we're going back up. Are you sure? No, yeah, we're sure. No, I'm not sure. Bong, that's why it crashes right behind it. It's not sure. That's the end of the cycle. This has been the pattern. So the news will follow hiding and smashing. Hiding, hey, there's a lot of money coming in here. People, the eyeballs are buying in. Oh, the European Union Bank is buying in. Oh, China's moving their miners, but we're going to phrase it that it's a crackdown. Crackdown, bad. Again, cryptocurrencies don't yet pose a threat to financial stability. The Bank of England. But then somebody else says it poses a threat. Conflicting stuff, but hiding good news behind bad news. Brazilian securities regulator approves an Ether ETF. Good news hid behind the bad news. And Huey, I'm sorry if I'm destroying that, becomes latest Chinese province to root out cryptocurrency mining. Bad news, because Visa approves Australian startup to issue debit cards for spending. You see, as the world does it, the fact that China's getting out is a big deal, but China's moving all their miners here. So this is a bait and switch thing, because all of the data says all the big heads are accumulating. Oh, and by the way, Coinbase, your debit card is now potentially available. So that means you can cash out USDC. Get it? Told y'all, I know what my play is. I understand I can cash out USDC from any virtual world. I just need my liquidity. What am I? A liquidity provider. Y'all don't get it. I'm not going to be living off crypto for the crypto's sake. I'm living off the fiat the crypto makes for liquidity. So I don't care about these crackdowns. And that was big news about this crackdown, because I kept seeing it when I saw trade euro as a digital euro is considered. Oh, because the euros come in, the Bitcoin's lower. No. ChainSwap announces compensation for the deep audit plan after the exploit. Okay. Exploits are happening all over the place now. That's going to shake out a lot of these other companies. A lot of swaps are going to be targeted. The swaps that are owned by corporations will rule them all. So look at the ones that have the big names behind them already. So now you're going to be looking for Mr. Wonderful, any swap, and of course any swap that any major financier is behind, especially any Coinbase people. Right? That's just the root of the game. Bit mining raises $50 million to take operations out of China, but the hash rate's still going up. So again, it doesn't. The onboarding back of that is happening. Now I put this into crypto because I need you to understand that what you're worth. This eco-friendly toilet pays for your crap in digital currency. Processing waste will become a valuable asset. Asset. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, whatever. Just saying. I'm telling you the home. I keep telling you about the home, man. I just keep saying y'all don't understand that the home's about to become a power plant. What I keep telling you about methane? Huh? What I keep telling you that I want to farm. I want to start getting into farmland like Bill Gates is getting into farmland. Like, y'all don't understand. I got big hustle plans, like ToxicHustle. My hustle is toxic. Literally, my hustle is toxic. Like, I am going after them with the same energy they came at us with. Like, we were barbarians and shit. 3 a.m. it, man. Y'all see. Start doing your due diligence after 1492, the fall of Granada. Look at the tribes. Look at the color of the tribes. Look at what they lost. Look at the Trail of Tears. Look where they led, to Tulsa. Look what happened to Tulsa. Black Wall Street. When I tell you that this is a power play, I'm serious about this as a power play. Because even if I get somebody to go into a rental home, I can now outfit it with money-earning technology. So even your shit can be money to me. Stop playing. So I told you, that's data, right? I can now have analysis and charge you for analysis of your dietary habit, blah, blah, blah. And, or again, the methane powering stuff. This becomes a power plant. Closed circuit power plant. That's what we're going to do with the technology. We're going to make power plants. Every home becomes a power plant. The solar, wind via double helix wind farming, not the propeller stupid crap, but the 360 wind farms where you can catch air from any direction. That just makes more sense, right? And then that turns turbines turns that turns motors turn turbines generate power. The power is stored in solid state batteries. Those solid state batteries are connected to small little devices. Those devices can be on the blockchain doing transactions per second. You're earning. So that's what we got to look at, right? So that's why I put this here. Fidelity to hire more crypto hands amidst growing institutional interest. I wanted to show you this is Fidelity hiring crypto people. Institutional interest means, hey, we're not only going to steal the money from you, but hey, guys, we'll give you a job. So again, if you're looking for crypto, study hard, and you can get jobs, even trading. They'll need traders. Trader. You trader. You go trade for the enemy. Oh, TRADE, traders and trappers and traders. I'm laughing off of Words Connect. Words Connect, right? Trader, right? Depending on how you use your words and where your vernacular or vocab comes from, it means the same thing. That you can trade your own people away and you're a traitor, but you traded them away, so you're a trader. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I learned, because now I even with what I do, I have a job if I want in the fall. I know by fall, when hiring happens November, December, around the crypto crash, when they're going to be looking for people, the crypto winter comes and there'll be jobs there for people that are in the crypto space. That's why I'm learning development, so I can actually program applications. And then I can help businesses get on chain, put on chain data, right? And grow their businesses using some type of, for me, what I'm looking at, graph database, decentralized graph database. That's what I'm looking at now, because I feel that that's what's going to scale out faster and make a better thing, because that's what Facebook is working on, is graph data. That's why it's so dope for community. As a technology, that's what they're powered behind. So once you understand what power that power is coming to you, and it has a cost, and some of it is architecture and infrastructure and hardware, and that hardware could be maybe a single Raspberry Pi in the future, it starts to change who and how you do business. That's the goal of why the company's doing what it's doing, why we're looking at applications. Bitcoin alternatives could provide green solution to energy guzzling cryptocurrencies. Yes. Nifty launches NFT focused social media. So we're looking at more collectibles. Again, more assets getting ready to go on chain. New pancake swap on Polygon, Dino swap. Okay, but again, be careful of swaps, because you don't know if it's just another hack waiting to happen. So I don't really leave my coins on new swap channels. I'll swap, get my coin in crypto, whatever thing cheaper. If it's on Polygon, that means there's some cheap trades. I'll swap out, get my trades out, and move it to the side. But I got to verify whether or not, how much audits have happened and all that other stuff, because I don't want to trust my money to hold there and then some hack come through. And hack, I put air quotes, you can't see that, comes through and then I lose all my money. So, no. That JP Morgan report on El Salvador doesn't even mention the Lightning Network. Again, everybody's buying Bitcoin and doesn't mention the fact that Litecoin is actually powering the network. It isn't actually Bitcoin. Potentially. I don't know. I have to look at that and see what they're actually... I know they're mining the cryptocurrency via the volcano, so that I know is the mining facility. So that's the regular stuff. But there are transaction-based Lightning Network transactions that can earn, but that's not live yet. That's still rolling out. So we got to figure that one out. But that's why I said I'm looking at other currencies that we don't have to do all this plug-in crap. Again, I learned that from WordPress. I showed you in the presentation. WordPress, it got too heavy with all these plugins. And again, why do I want all of this disparate code? Give me one unified place that I can get my work done. OpenOcean expands its platform by incorporating, again, you're starting to see a theme here. Polygon. Again, working code. So, of course, I've double stacked into Polygon again. I've actually, since this dip is happening, Polygon's dropped lower. And by damn, I ain't going to grab some. So, I've been on Matic, which is Polygon. Matic, I've been grabbing it up. Chain swap exploits. See, swap exploits. That's why I'm very careful about leaving my money on those exchanges. I don't leave my money on too many decentralized exchanges and swaps. Or if I do, it's very minimal because I expect loss. So be careful about putting and leaving your stuff in these DeFi swaps. I would wait till next year to really see who's winning in the swap game. Yes, we lose some high yields right now, but is it worth the risk? of your capital. Again, my goal is not to have my soldiers, my revenue, my fiat murdered in a senseless battle. I don't leave them in a battle on a sucker move. I'll leave it on the exchanges where if I act like a well-received custodian and I don't log in to do a bunch of crazy stuff and I pretty much just trade and become part of the infrastructure of liquidity, I look like a financier. They don't want to mess with my accounts because I do too many transactions for them. I'm helping their numbers in an automated way, so I'll get some preferential treatment. Get it? Oh, you're going to get your debit card faster, sir, because you give us a lot of transactions. And we also see that you talk about us. See? Sometimes you got to play the game, y'all. But not to sell your soul for it. No. Because y'all see, I'll check anybody. And I'll tell you, make sure you move some of your stuff into your own wallets. SEC files insider trading charges years after an IC company, blah, blah, blah. We saw all that, right? So let's go into our other news and let our AI that we got over at Feedly, that we feed it in from our feed over at here. We feed it in there. And we get some other news that ends up coming out. SEC postpones ETF decision. See, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you that we wait for the SEC? When SEC says, hold on, we're going to hold on before we get ready to tell you if we're going to do an ETF. And I said, we ain't getting one. And they're going to wait until the negative sentiment zone, and they'll just hold it for that zone and then throw it out there like, oh, we're not going to pass it. The market falls. There you go. That's why I say when I tell you the SEC's in on the scam. They're all in on it. They're in on the jugs. I'm just navigating the waters. That's it. Just navigating the data on how they play the game. And I just map it out and say, since 2017, I've been saying, look, guys, here's when it's going to dip. Look, guys, here's where the FUD is. Look, guys, this is what they're doing. I'm trading like this. And I keep making profits because I just trade the waters that be. UK's local currencies are going crypto. Everybody's going crypto. So that means more revenue. Again, bad news. Brazil approves the first LATAM. I learned this when I was working for Canon. And Citibank, Citigroup Private Bank, Latin America. Latin America. So that is a big conglomeration. That's a big conglomeration fund that's targeting a big conglomerated unit of peoples. That's millions of peoples with only 21 million Bitcoin. Remember, it's only 21 million Bitcoin and 18.5 has already been mined and in wallets. 6 million of that is locked in a wallet that they can't even get into because they lost the passwords to. 900 is mined a day. The last Bitcoin is mined in 2140. Every 3 years or so, Bitcoin cuts its how much you make in half, which means you got to keep reinvesting. But the coin then has to go up because you've done the reinvestment. It's built that way. And since the halvening cycle, it's following a consistent pattern of reinvestment to hardware. So, yeah. There's that called scarcity thing that's there. And no new Bitcoin is flooding the markets unless it's being sold by a new whale. Okay? After Axie Infinity, which is a game, play to earn, after Axie's Infinity rise 800%, crypto analyst Michael Van Pope looks at what's next for the explosive altcoin. This is the first of many that is getting ready to pop. All right? This is the first of many getting ready to pop. Many games are going through this thing. The rise of crypto, right? So this is the gaming as an asset. Right? This is gaming as an asset. Hold on one second, y'all. All right. So like I told y'all, I told y'all the like I said, the dip was coming. The run up has come. This new form of everything that's rolling out is the new game, the play to earn. So this game is like $18 a share. And people are just playing the game. So think about Pokemon. I keep telling y'all, there's gonna be people training these damn things to make money off of them. Pokemon trainers? Yeah, they were. That's the whole Jetsons. Like for me, the Jetsons were my cartoon, and they told me when I was a kid that I would have an AI, and that AI was going to do work for me, and that there was going to be a sprocket industry or an industry that's going to be run by an AI and one person clicking a damn button, and have a boss, right? And then their competitors across the street with an AI with their George Jetson clicking a damn button, talking to the AI. Like, that's it. And then I was like, oh, I can't be jugged for, like, do you realize that you don't get to see the ground on the Jetsons? Yeah, because all the poor people are on the ground. They're the batteries now for the system of the sky people above. Everybody's flying above it all. So we got to understand that for me, that was my jugs, right? But for now, the jugs, they've been training what? Pokemon since like years, right? Then you've got those Tamagotchis first, then you got Pokemon, now you've got whatever, like Farmvilles and all this other stuff. Like, you've got to understand, like, these games for like, think about horse race games. Think about fighting games where you're training battle soldiers and warriors. Like, think about that. Think about it as the new form of, I guess, you want to think about Rome. Think about it as the new gladiator rings. Wrestling. You create wrestlers, right? You don't think there's going to be a wrestling NFTs for wrestlers that you train based off of the power of the Rock or the some of the moves of Hulk Hogan, and you piece together your own wrestler and train it like Grand Theft Auto or some ish, right? Or boxing or whatever. All of these things change. They start training, they become UFC trainers for UFC fighters, right? All of these things become a thing in this new virtual economy. Virtual money. Is China's Bitcoin crackdown cutting mining emissions or shifting them elsewhere? Is what we talked about already. The fact that China just moved the crap over here because they're getting cheap electricity and they know it's about to do the run in a minute. We're about to go up, y'all. So if you're gonna get it, I suggest not. I'm doing it. This is not, again, not financial advice. I'm doing this for the company assets, but this should be, if not this weekend or next weekend, is right on the scales of where it's gonna start doing the run up after this weekend, right? I'm showing you. There's a window right here. As I showed you this dip, I showed you they were coming ahead of time. This is when seasonally there's a run up. So between now, I'm waiting to see this begin to turn. I'm waiting for the green. Does it start slow here and then like this one? Is it do one of these numbers next week? To then this week begin the surge, and then we have a surge up. And it's going to be fast, y'all. We go right back up here, fast. And then does this break us over or towards the 100K mark? Or is it in this window? Or does this break us to the 100K, or just break us above the 100K mark, right? We don't know. I know we got 100K this year. That's going to be the price of it. So, like I said, this is the last of what they wanted for their Wyckoff accumulation phase. This is the accumulation phase. They've shook as many people out as they wanted. They've gotten people really tired. So people are really, they've been scared for a long time and they're tired and they've been selling off. But that's what they wanted you to do. They needed you tired. That's why I focus on other things. You hear me talking about business, what I'm going to do after the cycle ends, because I can't talk about what's happening now. You just be stressed the hell out. And plus, what does it matter if I know where it's going to be? You forget it's a scarce asset. It's still only 21 million of it, y'all. They're still buying it up. If they're not buying it up, who else is? Other people. As more and more people, other countries explore this as a usable asset over the US dollar, because the US dollar is not worth what it was. Go look it up. It's like 70 cents now or 80 cents now. Like, it's not worth and as they print more, another $3 trillion they want to print. Did we get $3 trillion worth of more business? I look at the United States as a company, right? Because it's a corporation. So as a corporation that has a president, a vice president, a secretary, right? As all corporations do. Now I look at what the assets, the treasury, does with the pockets, and I look at whether or not how much work, the labor force, what's going on with it, and I look at the fact that they're printing fake money to try to support their labor force that doesn't exist anymore. Because everything's gone digital, so where's all the physical assets for the physical people? They're not there. So if they're digitally now being placed, what are you doing? Telling them they got to get their salaries cut. Which I realized years ago, having to go into a digital economy. I wasn't making enough to get my 60 grand a year on my own anymore. I now had to take a pay cut by half, whether I liked it or not. Then I had to figure out how to pad out the rest of the money I needed to freaking survive off, now that I'm, above the other line I used to be at. I got used to a certain pay structure, being in the quote unquote corporate ass world. And it's all the freaking hustle. It's all the jugs. It's whether or not you believe the jugs or not. My girl stopped believing in that jugs because she kept getting passed over, even though she was smarter than the people that were passing her over, just like I was. Getting passed over at the bank, getting passed over at Canon. Got tired of it. I made Canon millions on my automated software, y'all. Like, think about it. Every single contract that got signed had to do it before the contract got signed. A book had to be handed to them, and every contract, let's say they make $100,000 a year off the contract for maintenance or whatever. Let's just say $100,000 per contract, and we had 50 contracts. Let's say 40 to 50 contracts. How much is that per contract? How much is that per year? And I was there 3 to 4 years. How much did I design for and create in wealth for the company? How much was I paid? My salary. Was my salary beating inflation of New York? No. And I had to pay more money because they wanted me to drive all the way to Long Island because they wanted to move to a bigger ass building. That still made no damn sense to me, why we had to be at a building when we're just driving someplace to go to a computer. Why do I have to drive to a computer if I have one in my house and my internet's faster than yours? That's stupid. Why do I have to use this desktop computer that's not even as fast as the one I have at home, and I have more software at home? Why am I even having... And I have to fight with you to get software. Like, are you kidding me? How about you just let me run on my own ish and I just deliver product to you and you just pay me what you pay me? Oh, we don't want to work like that? I quit. Because your business don't make sense to me. Why am I driving to you? Why am I spending 2 to 3 hours of my life a day on the road to go to a computer? Does that make any feasible sense to you? If the answer is yes, please continue trying to get a job in the traditional fashion. If that seems like a dummy mission to you, then welcome to the digital world. Congratulations, you now have to figure out how to make your own money on the side. You've got to have your own passive income to compensate for the fact that you may take a half of a pay cut. And other people that are in other services, they're cool. Like, I've had guys tell me, the ones that come and work on the home, like, hey, we're cool. For now, y'all are cool. You're absolutely right. For now, you're cool. But I can show you videos where these robots have 5 fingers. And since they're systemizing how to build homes, they won't need people. And they're systemizing even better air ducts and better airflow ways, and even how to do plumbing, and the fact that plumbing's gonna earn revenue because I can take your shit and turn it to methane. And I can power things with that. And I can take the wind from your land and power that. And I can take the solar and the energy from your roof. And I can put glass in my windows that can convert to energy now. And I can turn your home into a little power station, and either I can sell it back to the grid and earn money, or I can put it to some small little board and earn money. What's the value of a life if I can make money without you? Now ask yourself, do you think you're really going to have a job in 5 to 10 years? Really? Go to the supermarket again. Are you in a drive-thru now? How many of you are using apps for that? Are you getting delivery? How many of you think that, do you see the commercials with the delivery robot from the largest company, Domino's? You don't see what's coming? They don't need drivers anymore. You don't see Uber and Lyft has their own fleets of cars that are automated already and been training them in Philadelphia since I was still working in New York. That was like 2013. 2012, y'all. Y'all being cute and clamorous. You don't see the trucks that now can drive without the CDL drivers anymore because those are short. No, they're over exhausted. Nobody wants to drive these roads because they can't pay for the gas no more. And these trucks don't need you anymore. These people can drive remotely. They can sit in their cars, sit in their homes and be a navigator for the truck. Hey, this truck is getting ready to go in the city. Can you log in? Sure. Let me wake up and log in for you. They're doing that with forklift drivers in China now. So this is not being cute and clamorous. I'm just telling you, this is happening. Robots are being controlled by real people that can wear gloves and can get sensors that can give you feeling and touch. You know, the VR things are coming. The gloves that they use to make the animation with hands that they've been using for the last 10 years for all the movies you love so much, like Avatar. Yeah, they got pressure sensitive now. So now they can just use their hands in a virtual space and work virtual things like forklifts. Raising it with their hands and lowering it with their hands. They don't have to use a machinery, or if they can use a control stick like a little game controller. PlayStation controllers. So, I'm telling you what the business is because I don't want you caught up on crypto's fluctuations or the fact that Bitcoin's about to go on this massive freaking run. I told y'all when it was going to drop. Again, I showed you this drop. I showed you this drop. Weeks before they happen, I'm telling you the run comes. This is the week of July 26th. It's going to be in the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks. The next 2 to 3 weeks. In this pocket is going to begin the run up. And that run up ain't coming back down. Not till these it's gonna bounce. It's not, but it's gonna go up. It ain't staying back here. We've already proved this line. It's now gonna prove the next level it needs to prove. We go to this level. Then it needs to prove the next level that it's going to need to prove, which we already talked is over the 100,000 mark. So 75, 100,000 are the next dip points. But we have to get through our cycle, and our cycle will touch 100,000. That's just the way it's going to be. So how much are you prepared? How prepared have you made yourself through this accumulation phase? Have you understood that this is a accumulation phase? Do you understand that this is tech? And that the tech has scarcity and hardware built into its reservoirs, and this is just how it has to play out. There will be a pump, there will be a run, there will be a crash. You accumulate on the lows, you sell in the high. Buy low, sell high. That's just how this works. So, Former Treasury Secretary Munchin says that Mushin, whatever his name is, says that his view on Bitcoin has evolved. He doesn't see it as a bad thing. He says if you want to have it in your portfolio, have it. It's a better hedge on certain things like gold. You know, the fact that they can use a drone to find that anywhere now. And now they found Canada's found a whole lot of ore. They found gold, silver, copper. They found a whole bunch. You don't think that coming on the market's going to flood and lower the prices? See what I mean, y'all? And y'all think that is, it's a good asset because it's going to keep accumulating. Not when you can flood the market, i.e. manipulate it. But what doesn't change is we know that there is a finite. We know that you can't create new Bitcoin. The hardware that mined it, still mined it. It's still out here and it has value because people hold it. It's no different than like NFTs. And that value is in the fact that people hold it. Why Square will create a new Bitcoin focused company? Because they know that it is an asset. They know it's the only asset that is the last real digital bastion. That this is it. We're dealing with tech companies. We've been dealing with them since the 2000 collapse of their stock market and when the NASDAQ became the leading market, really, because it has all the tech right there. And all of these tech people became billionaires and trillionaires. Look at Amazon, because tech is where the money is. It's always been that way. It's always where technology is. What is now the new tech? The new financial database. The tech industry was off the old database. The relational database was the old tech, right? The Office database, Access database, Oracle, that's what the old industry was built on. The social industry created the graph database, but then the blockchain created a distributed database. And that database now has more worth because it has more usage in a new decentralized data-driven world. Now we have these Internet of Things, these robots, these other things, these vending machines that are going to say, I need to be refilled. How is that going to happen? It has to go through networks. Well, having it in centralized repositories that can be hacked makes no sense. So we need to distribute the validation of the data so that we know the data is sound. You don't do that in a centralized way anymore. I can't prove that my Facebook or my WordPress data, if I have a website and I have a WordPress site, somebody could be on the back end doing things and maybe I don't notice it, and it could be padding out stuff. That means my data could be flawed because somebody's hacked it. And since it's a central point of failure, one point, that means that my central knowledge proof isn't proof. That is what blockchain data gives you. That's what this new technology gives you. We can have a trustless way to do business that these machines can validate on their own. They don't need our eyeballs. We can trust the software if it's being screened. Right? If it's going through a screening process, if it's being validated, if it's going through some type of peer review, which is what these codes, because they're open source, are done to. That's what happens, right? So we're going to see these companies are built on top of open source. Amazon is a perfect example of a company that built its business on top of free software. Amazon Web Services is a $1 trillion industry based off of data. It's $1 billion for now, but it's really $1 trillion over long term. Voyager Invest features, perks, cons. I don't know what that is. Financial report shows Bit Digital is transferring 14,500 Bitcoin miners from China to the US. There you go. I proved it again that everything that they've been doing is to FUD out the market, to move their miners to the United States, to use our electricity cheaper, and that's why they don't need you in those homes and why home prices have been going up. This is an infrastructure play, and I don't need people to do this, but I'm figuring out it's a rental game. They'll need you to rent. That's why you got to be in the rental side of this game as far as buying the residences to rent. How do you make money? You better turn them into power plants. How do you do that? You better understand what blockchain tech is and the new data structures. Dogecoin creator sparks viral tweet storm, says crypto facilitates dangerous free for all capitalism. We already, the fiat we have is what causes more blood to be spilled across the world, is more dollars, more US dollars is used to ship people and to do this people selling thing that they do is done in US dollar, right? Over any other currency. The US dollar is used to embezzle, it's used to pirate goods, it's used to transfer people and do this. The people transmit slave labor, right? That's done with the United States dollar, period. So you've got to understand that your fiat means nothing at this point. You've got to flip into a brand new structure of cash flow, and that's going to be digital. Grayscale, another company that's on the investor side of the business, is now on the other side stashing up all crypto they can stash. This is going to be the new way companies are going to make money. Do you create your company? I'm telling you right now, I put it in the Discord. I said that my company, ToxicHustle, cough, cough, it was able to get loans. Those loans are going to be flipped into making interest in crypto. Period, point blank. Individuals are getting spit money. Corporations are getting cash flow that they can use to leverage into new tech and earn interest right now while you're shoring it up. They understand you need to shore up your digital infrastructure right now, so they're giving you cash flow if they see you're already in. I only got that money. The first loan was low because they knew I had no assets really. When they saw the digital assets on the back end, which they can see, they's like, nope, we're giving you more. We get you get it. You do get it. Flip it. Flip your freaking fiat. Earn interest on Coinbase, y'all. Like, look what you're getting. 5% APR right now, even on Ethereum. But look, you can still get your 4%, your 5% APYs. Even if you don't want to trust these because the market might fluctuate, you've got DAI, which is pegged to the US dollar. You could just sit it there and earn 2%. As we say, stop being cute and glamorous, right, MG? He tells us that. Compass Mining partners with Oklo to power Bitcoin mining operations with advanced fission. So we're going to talk about mining companies. How do you earn energy? Power, power, power. I tell you, this is a power play. If we understand this, we've got to understand what this is. I understand this innately. All right? So I'm going to leave the news. I've got to get on a project right now, y'all, but I've got to go. So y'all realize what this weekend, the last of this weekend, realize you may need to go ahead and get some due diligence on and grab you some last deals if you choose to do so. Again, not financial advice because I can't advise you here. I can tell you what I'm doing through this last little bit. I can do before the run-up happens. And when the run-up starts, I'm done. Right? So I'm already telling you when this run-up is happening, and I'm telling you when I'm getting kind of out. So get prepared. And then, like I told you, I'll be telling y'all, hey, it's getting kind of close. Hey, like I told you where these dips are. I tell you where these pumps are. And I will tell you when the dips are coming again so that you don't get shaken out, because the run is all the way till November. Promise you that. Because that's just how it plays. Manipulation is manipulation. All right? So y'all be safe this weekend. Do your studies. Catch your deals if you can. And be safe out here on these streets. And I will holla at you another day. Peace out.